Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for February 2020. I hope this video finds you all well, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Sagittarius placements. I do have a few announcements to make before we go into the video. I am currently not offering my services, however, I will be resuming them around the middle of February. So if you're looking for a personal reading or Reiki session from me, those should be back up around the middle of the month. I don't have an exact date yet, so I highly recommend following me on my social media if you want to be the first to know when those services are back. I'll be posting on all of my social media. And I also do post giveaways as well as sales, discounts, all good stuff. I have all of my links in the description box down below, and it's just a good way to see what I'm up to and stay in the loop. I do apologize. I've also had some issues with the mid-monthly readings. I haven't done them in quite some time, to be honest with you. And that's just been because this channel has been growing so quickly. I've been dealing with so many new personal clients, and I actually have been wanting to make some changes, and despite all of the obstacles I've been having, it actually feels like the universe is guiding me into updating my content, changing things I've wanted to do for quite a while, and in a way really expanding this channel. So I think that's actually good news for all of you. I am really excited to make these changes, so I hope you're all looking forward to them as well. I do have, as one last announcement, I am going to be foregoing the traditional astrological, words, Mercury retrograde. We're in that pre-shadow phase right now. I'm feeling it today, I guess, with all of these tech issues. I actually recorded a couple of videos that ended up not saving, so we're actually trying this again. I will be foregoing the formal astrological report. I've been starting off each of these videos for each month. I've just decided it makes more sense to just streamline the astrology into the actual reading, because it does seem like kind of redundant. The messages from the astrology report and the tarot readings were actually so in tandem. I felt like I was actually repeating myself a lot of the time, so I'm just going to trust we can streamline these things. I would love to hear in the comments though how the flow of this video feels at the end once we're through with the reading. I'm always curious to hear your feedback. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start shuffling for you. I'm really curious to see what we have for you this month, Sagittarius. As I'm doing my shuffle, I will give the friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for everyone. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for someone else. As I'm working with the astrology as well, keep in mind it is probably most accurate if you are basing it off of your rising sign or your sun sign, but to a lesser extent it could also still apply if you're watching this for your moon or Venus sign as well. I actually had someone ask a question in another video which I thought was great, so that's kind of my approach with the astrology. It can apply if you're watching for your moon or Venus sign, but it's probably not going to be as accurate if you're watching it for your rising or sun sign. So let's see. What are the messages for Sagittarius? And if you don't know what your moon, rising, or Venus signs are, you are more than welcome to take a look at the natal chart calculator in the description box down below. That should be able to help you figure out your other placements. Ooh, that's too many. And it's just a great way to learn more about astrology as well, kind of looking at your own chart. And I do have the astrological forecast blog in the description box as well, which is also a great way to learn about astrology. You can just kind of learn day by day what each of the aspects and transits mean. So what are the messages for Sagittarius? Show me clearly. Okay. Whoa! So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse coming out together. And the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords in reverse again together. This is a very interesting energy, Sagittarius. There's a lot of reversals. You could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, could also be water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, but we're getting a lot of air and water energy so far. This is really interesting. With this Eight of Cups in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, and Six of Cups in reverse, it's like you can't quite go forward in a situation at the start of February. And you're also having a hard time going back to something. It's like you're trying to decide, where do I go from here? You feel like you can't go forward or you can't go backward. Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm actually feeling like this is almost you delaying a decision. Or something being delayed in your own life, especially if there is an air sign that you're either working with or in a relationship with. But that's so interesting. I feel like there is an individual. It could be you, could be someone else. These roles can be switched to fit your situation. There's an individual who may have tried reaching out to someone from the past after a long time has gone by, and they just didn't respond. I could see something like that. There's just very little communication, very little connection that's going on here, yet there is simultaneously a hard time moving forward. So this could be a relationship. This could also be something with a family member. This could be with, again, a work situation as well. Something that's not being addressed. You're not able to go forward with something, and you're not able to, return to something either. You're stuck in limbo at the start of February. And I think that's a very frustrating energy for you, Sagittarius. Knowing what the astrology is, a lot of people are really looking for partnerships at the start of the month that are really going to be supportive to their long-term goals. We started off this month with a couple of sextiles, excuse me, with a couple of sextiles between, my apologies. We started this month off with a couple of sextiles between Venus in Pisces and Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. And this is basically making people look very long-term, at their relationships or at their prospects for love. They're really trying to figure out what it is they want. It's almost like people want to have this power couple sort of energy pretty strongly at the start of February. And we do also have Venus entering Aries on the 7th and a full moon in Leo on the 9th. So there is a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion, but it seems like for you, Sagittarius, there's this hard time moving forward. And I actually do wonder if this is a family member for a lot of you. I'm only saying that because we do have quite a bit of energy going through Pisces, which is your 4th house, your house of home. Wow. Yeah, someone's being very guarded. What is the animal wisdom for Sagittarius? And this could very well be energy you have been dealing with coming into this month. We are going to look at a second row in just a moment. Dragonfly. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of changing directions. Maybe the reason you can't return to something or go forward with something is because you're not even sure what you want, Sagittarius. You might be going back and forth quite a bit. Dragonfly energy is very often a restless energy, changing one's mind a lot because dragonfly changes directions very quickly. It also tells me that it's really important that you calm your mind before making a decision and not be moving all over the place. This is definitely going to be a month of slowing down for sure, and I know January felt like a long month for me, and I know it felt like a really long month for a lot of people. When I think of New Year's, that feels like forever ago at this point. That doesn't feel like a month ago. but I get the sense February, it's going to slow down. Mercury retrograde towards the middle of the month is going to really... It can prove difficult, but I actually almost want to say it's a fresher breath air. It's slowing things down so we can actually catch up, get back with the pace of things. So I do feel like it's important for you to slow down. Take some deep breaths here, Sagittarius. Whatever situation this is, someone's been very emotionally withholding as well. Or cold, rather. Someone's just been very cut off. Ugh. Wow, so much reversal. Let's see, where is this going? It's probably both parties. You are getting a lot of abundance towards the end of this month. You do have a 10 of Wands in the reverse. We have an 8 of Pentacles. We also have the 10 of Pentacles and the Chariot. So even though we do have this Mercury retrograde, and there may be some sort of loss that happens for you during this period, or some canceled plans with this 10 of Wands in reverse, it actually feels like what you're losing was a burden. And it might not feel like that for some of you. You might be disappointed by what doesn't end up going through, but I want you to actually take to heart that this is a good thing. Whatever doesn't end up panning out for you, it's giving you time to work on something you care about with this 8 of Pentacles. You're finally finding the time for something, and it's paying off in the long run with this 10 of Pentacles and the Chariot. You might be going forward with some sort of business change. If this situation, maybe this goes in multiple areas of your life, very often these general readings do. For those of you who are dealing with some stagnancy relative to your career or your finances or whatever project you're working on, I see by the second half of February you are going forward. Even though there is a sense of initial loss with this 10 of Wands in your day-to-day life, it's letting go of a burden. And this is making a lot of sense because we do have Mars entering Capricorn on, I want to say it's the 16th, right before that Mercury retrograde. So even though things are slowing down, there may be some miscommunications or misunderstandings. Whatever it is that you personally are working on, Sagittarius, I actually feel like it is going very well for you. I want to pull a little more clarity as to what this 10 of Wands in reverse is. What is the 10 of Wands for Aquarius? The World. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. Something that was supposed to be completed might not be completed on time by February. I don't want that to freak anyone out because it still seems like you're working on something that has a lot of momentum in the long run with this Chariot and 10 of Pentacles. You are gaining abundance very quickly, but you may be losing an opportunity. And for those of you who have travel plans towards the second half of February, they may be delayed. They may fall through. I could definitely see that with the World, especially if it's travel abroad. Sorry about that. You ever just have one of those days? Seriously, that's just what today has been like, one thing after the other. But yeah, I do feel like with this World and the 10 of Wands in reverse, this is referring to something falling through that felt very promising in the past. And it could just be delayed. But there's something you're working on that's actually very intrinsically valuable to you, and it seems to have a potential to give you long-term stability or abundance. So that's always really exciting. And I am even seeing at the bottom of the deck here, we do have this spider energy. And spider is very much about creating abundance for oneself. And weaving this web, waiting for things to come to you. And this is the funny thing with the end of February. I've been saying this in a lot of the videos. The most direct route, the Chariot here, it's not going to be what you think it would be. What I mean by this is with this Mercury retrograde, if you're trying to charge directly into something, it may backfire. That's where we can really encounter these delays, these miscommunications. We almost have to take a roundabout way towards the end of the month. And when you're using this, when you're taking the spider approach, weaving something around you, that's going to be the thing that brings the most success the quickest. Whether that's in a relationship, whether that is on this project that you're working on, I feel like this is more about your life. To be honest with you, this doesn't feel so much like a romantic connection. For some of you it could be, but this really feels a lot like abundance. Oh yeah, this is very material this month for you. We have the wolf and the horse coming out together. There is something about family here as well. I am seeing that with the Ten of Pentacles and the Chariot. And this horse card. But with wolf, it's like serving the pack. Working together on something. And also striking this balance between a lone wolf and being part of that pack. I do get the sense that some of you are going off, working on your own thing. Some of you, obviously this is a general reading, so this is not going to apply for all of you. Some of you may actually be doing something with a family member business-wise. You might be working in a family business, and there's something that's happening very quickly here. Again, I don't expect that to apply to a lot of you, but that is coming to mind. And with horse, it's trusting that you're getting here. That you're being supported. If you feel like you're having a hard time with your energy levels this month, horse is a great totem to call on for endurance and perseverance, because horse has all of this strength, all of this endurance. It can give us that fire, that work ethic that we need to succeed. What is it that we're working on? You're also working on letting something go. Okay? Because we do have the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Four of Pentacles. You've been holding on. And we were talking about that at the start of the month. And in not making a decision, you've actually been holding on to your pain. I feel like some of you are finally letting go. Some of you are finally making this decision to let go. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be totally over it, okay? This is the work in progress. There may have been a very deep sense of betrayal in the past for some of you. And you're pulling the swords out of your back here, where you've been backstabbed. And the Four of Pentacles, you are a little reclusive towards the second half of the month. You are a bit to yourself. And that actually seems okay. You're working on something else now. And that's really bringing a lot of abundance. And I feel like you are healing. And even though this world clarified the Ten of Wands in reverse, I can't help but feel like part of entering this new cycle was letting something go. It's like you finally open up this new chapter that you wanted once you let go of it. Very interesting energy. It looks really good. There's a lot of abundance coming in for Sagittarius, a lot of success. But you almost have to lose something first in order to get it. I feel like a lot of you already have lost something, but you're letting go of an expectation. Honestly, those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Sagittarius. This was a really quick reading. I do hope that it was helpful. I'm not going to keep stretching it out. I feel like that's pretty thorough for you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below how this felt for you. I'd be curious to hear what this project you're working on is, because it seems like it's bringing you a lot of success and achievement. So that's really, really exciting. I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Sag.